Hey guys. I don't know if I have super chat on. All the beds are burning. Oh my goodness. I think I'm live. I don't know if I can see the chat. Oh, there you are. Yay. Okay guys, hi. Galactic travelers. Happy Venus Day. Happy Friday night. Hey ya. Come on guys, grab whatever you're drinking. I don't really know what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm just like hanging out with you guys. So blue dots, 3 blue dots. And so it is. So straight up, here's what's up. Milky Way weekly, not feeling so Milky Way. So I had talked up this live and I did not want to let you guys down because I know I'm a little notorious for telling you I'm going to do things and then not doing them. Just because this crazy time thing. And then there's some other people that have reached out today on Messenger wanting to ask some questions. And so I thought, hey, let's open it up. I don't know if we want to hang out for a little bit and see who's coming, and we can talk about just about dang anything. If I don't have an answer, I'll let you know. So, we were going to talk about, let's see, walk-ins. We're still going to do that. That's going to be live on probably Monday. Monday nights are going to be the go live all the time. Hi, Shanna! Turtle buddy! Hey guys, I'm just totally hanging out. Anything we want to talk about? Anything that we want to, like, we want to talk about the energy? Do we want to talk about the shift? Do we want to talk about astrology? Numerology? I could go over some numerology. Gosh, just about anything. Reincarnation, the zodiac, any Pleiadians, Zeta Reticuli, Alpha Draconic, Lyrans. There's not very many people on, so I don't know how long we'll keep doing this. But again, I want to thank you all for subscribing to the channel and for going on this journey together, for all of us going on this journey together. And I just wanted to support all of you and give you a place to chit chat back and forth. I can't see the full live, I don't think, but you chit chat back and forth and we can talk about just whatever we want to talk about. Let me think about right now. We just talked about proof, and this is a big one with intuitives. You're live. I don't know what just happened. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Christy. So that's Christy, Soul Steps Every Day. Christy, this is a funny story. So I was manifesting, and if I even pull out my my new moon manifestations, I have this written in my new moon manifestations, because when, of course, we're activated and we wake up, some of us, just don't have very many people around us. Sorry guys, I keep getting phone calls coming in. Is it clicking on and off? I didn't have anyone really to talk to. I was talking to Messenger, and I was, we had Sun Soul Tribe people that we were talking to, but I really didn't have any friends, in the physical. And every single person, every single human that is on this journey right now is going through this. They're going through a period where, they just don't have very many people to talk to about these things. They feel like they can't share with their families. Even quite a few people who got starseed readings, we're just happy to be talking about these things and getting them out of their heads, you know, because if we live up here, then it's really hard to get down here. But in the beginning, when you're trying to figure out, you know, you go through that phase one, that light and dark phase, or actually it's phase two. Phase one is bliss. I'm bliss. I'm bliss. Everything's hallelujah. It's that the truth. Isn't that the truth? Yes, we are all going through that. Every I have not talked to one person activated that's been on any awakening, activated, or just, you know, is now aware. They might talk about the government stuff, they might talk about the political stuff, they might talk about cryptocurrencies, they might talk about those things, but when it comes down to like what are the gifts, and then we can't. I'm sorry, someone keeps calling. um we can't. I was talking about friends. We can't. We oh, deep breath. We don't have anyone to talk to, and so we link up with people on Messenger and YouTube, and then through these different sites, and which is a huge part of my social life in the past year. You know, I've been known to carry around my phone, and I'll go by myself. I love to go dancing, so I go out dancing, and I would call my friends, you know, in Sweden or in Germany or in Chicago or in Vegas or Minneapolis. I'm in Texas, and I would put up my phone and let them watch the band, and sit there and hang out with them. Yesterday I felt like I was laying out in Hawaii. So, you know, this is part of this awakening process, right? We wouldn't have been able to get this far if we wouldn't have had the internet and these communication mechanisms. So just the way we're doing everything is changing. The way we're in relationships is changing. The way we're in friendships are changing. The way we view sex, the way we view everything upside down and backwards. So you're not alone at all. But my friend Christy, I met her on YouTube. She messaged me, okay? So this was Soul Steps Every Day. I'm like hanging out in my bedroom, and I had just put in my new moon manifestation journal, please bring, I'm calling in my soul tribe. I'm calling in a physical being, because at this point it had been like 7 or 8 months, and I didn't have, you know, any friends that I could talk to fully about these things, because I was purging and letting go of some past relationships, and then getting through that. I mean, you can't just jump around, you know. Can't just jump around. I don't even know if anybody's out there. So, anyway, I put in my new moon manifestation asking for a friend, and Christy happened, Soul Steps Every Day, sent me a message on YouTube, and I told her to email me, and when she did, I saw her phone number and stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, where are you? And she was 18 miles from my house. So literally that afternoon, I was like, well, I'm coming to see you right now, because neither of us could really even believe it. And I showed up in her living room, and Christy was like, what the heck? Because I know it's a trip from, I don't know, it's not like anybody's a celebrity, but you see them, and it's a different perception. So all of a sudden I'm standing in her living room less than like 4 or 5 hours later, and now she's one of my closest friends, and we're helping each other through a lot. We're building some cosmic consciousness. Shanna, you would be great at this. Shanna, oh my gosh, Shanna would be so great at this in your area. A meetup. So anyway, we're starting to build those around town, and we went today to look for some locations to do that, and just had a great time. But I remember going back in my manifestation journal, and as soon as I got home from her house and looking it up, and I'm like, there it is. I wrote a little date by it, and I was like, and that was one of the first ones in the past, gosh, how long have we known each other? 3 or 4 months. That she was one of the first, you know, one of the first manifestations that I felt like I had really come true in my life. Manifesting for the earth and for Gaia and for humanity has been so much easier And I can see those manifestations coming true so much quicker. 3 months, but it feels like forever. Yes. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm just kind of chilling. How's everybody's week? There's been some crazy weather and a storm rolled through here. We had like, oh my gosh, this was actually while I was doing the video. I was editing the Orion. What's up, CG kid? What's happening? CG is got this freaking awesome channel, and I'm wanting him to give me the source code to his website. He is actually building, actually he's already built it, a website, but it's all with addiction, and he's helping tons of people. I don't know how many viewers do you now, CG? He's got some little secret kicks in there. But anyway, does this happen to you all the time? I'm like totally stuck. What am I talking about? This hanging out thing and not knowing what the heck I'm talking about is a little difficult. I'm not even gonna lie. Too many viewers. I know it gets that way. I mean, that's kind of like you wake up and you're at a you know, few hundred, then you're at a few thousand, and then it's like, whoa. But his website is just mad content. Hey, if you guys have anybody dealing with addiction right now, because we all know, especially us in this community, know that if people are dealing with these issues, then they're really heightened right now. So if you know somebody, tell them to go to CG Kid. He's got some really great videos, and they're not like ours where they're real spiritual, you know, so it's straight up honest. So it's not, you know, some people get turned off with some of the evolution talk. But he can definitely help out. And he's got a great website. I forgot what it's called. Maybe he pops back in. CG, tell us what your website's called, because it's phenomenal. It's a WordPress site. It's exactly what I'm looking to build. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Hey, I was trying to see if maybe Cornbread Hustle would want to have me on, but I'm not sure if I'm their flavor. Let's talk about some numerology. Y'all want to do that? Shameless Protocol. Shameless Protocol is the website. Smoking a lot of weed and addiction. Well, Sisky, you know, it's funny that you asked that question. I personally, here's what I think. You know, we're in Texas, so Dave Siski can tell me for sure on this. You know, I know people that have done more time in prison for having a little bit of weed than other things that were way worse. And I really feel, you know, so here's my take on this. We're opening our minds, we're opening up our consciousness, and so everything in moderation, everything in balance. Libra, everything in moderation, everything in balance. However, you know, I'm not condoning, I'm just saying that if weed helps it opens up your perspective, it opens up, you know, the neurons in your brain. If you're gonna do something, then do that. No chemicals. I mean, you know, they want to put us in jail for that, but then they're feeding all these crazy chemicals and all these medications that we have no freaking idea what's in them, right? You hear what I'm saying? So 420 is better. Hey, are you playing anywhere soon, Dave? You're a Life Path 9? Oh my, Shanna and I have known each other since college. Like, I was 17 years old, and we saw each other last summer, and I could tell we were both I could tell we were both kind of we were on this journey at the same time, and then, because that was right after my activation when I saw you. And she was talking a little bit about the same things we are. We were floating down the river in San Marcos, Texas. We went to Southwest Texas State University, and it is Southwest Texas State. It is not Texas State. They tried to change the name, which is totally random. Hi, Brian. Hi, Milky Way Weekly. I'm just hanging out, chilling, talking. The energies have been crazy. Lots of storms and stuff came in here. This week was major, like Venus, opposite Pluto. And I think, I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of Venus opposite Pluto type crap coming up. Just real, deep stuff. And I took a little minute and stepped back from it. But what's really cool is you can clear that stuff a lot faster now in this new energy. Like, you don't have to sit in it. As long as you can recognize that there's a reason that you're getting blocked with whatever it is, as long as you can recognize it and then just feel into that emotion, and you can release it. So there was some crap that was bringing me down, and it wasn't even in this life. I mean, it was multidimensional on many, I had no idea why I was so sad. But I kept seeing like these visions of, really it was Egypt. It was like it was another dimension that I was in, and it's like this unattached feeling. Does that make sense? Are y'all feeling like upset but unattached? It's like it's like you feel it in your bones that something's bothering you, and you're sad about something. Yes, it has been up and down since 6/6. 6/6. So 1 minute. Yep, totally. Okay, so let's talk about this, because this is multi-dimensional healing, and I know it's a lot. Let's don't multi-dimensional. I think that word trips us out. Okay, so let's not trip out about it. Let's not think about it in like past lives and all these lifetimes that are long ago, or future lives that are yet to come. Let's realize that there is no time. Okay, so if there's no time, and if all of the energy, the DNA in your body, okay, like your ancestors in this on earth, right? Because you have earth body that you chose, your parents. Before we came here, we chose our soul families. We chose who we were going to reincarnate with. And so we have genealogy with that line, and then we have genealogy from this galactic line, okay? I was in 5D with you, and then you got sucked back into 3D after I picked up she got sucked back into 3D. So you have these different timelines, if you will, okay, but they're right now, since we've made this shift, then it's all in the now. Like you hear everyone talking about when you heal, then you heal all your bloodlines back to the original seed. When you finally let go of those programs, because that's what we've been living in these programs over and over and over, and we hadn't woke up from them. So when you clear a program, then think of it as an avatar in a video game. Think of it as like you cleared a bug out of your energy body. So you cleared that bug, and now when you clear, a lot of us are like feeling it like that, like through have y'all felt this? It's the, you have the tingles and the chills when you know something's right, but then you have like well, this one actually started at my head and just went all the way down. It felt like Sprite was being poured in my body. Lots and lots of bubbles. It was like I just did a scan and it cleared. That's what this multidimensional healing felt like. It was much different. It was quicker, and it was instant. That's what happens when you get to this 4D and especially this 5D level, because we're anchoring 5D right now, and understand that these dimensional levels are really linear for our own human brain, right? Because we have 9D consciousness coming in now, right? But on the physical, we're grounding this 5D. So especially, you know, the more that you've cleared out your regular human emotion stuff, and we've been, and you've been working on, when you get on that other side of it, then when you have that feeling that you just, something's wrong, and especially when you know the transits, this is why astrology and understanding the energy is so important, because I wouldn't have known what the hell why I was feeling if I wouldn't have known where my planet placement was with Pluto in this crazy astrology transit that we were in, and realize that that astrology transit is there to help us do this. I mean, that's the point. We're getting help now, you know, from all these energies. So when your multidimensional selves, you know, those are really these, it's so hard to explain linearly. I have, like, I'll just tell you, like, for me, like, I go back to Egypt an awful lot, and I think a lot of us do. So, Egypt, I even go more galactically, especially when it comes to elementals and this transition. And honestly, this dimensionality didn't come online for me until around April 27th. I had no idea this was a capability. And right after that full moon of Scorpio, when the consciousness was just, and it's gonna get back there again. And I think you guys might know what I'm talking about, when just the concepts and everything is so high, you're floating, everyone you meet, you're just having these high dimensional level conversations, and then it kind of crashed a little bit. We felt this after that last partial eclipse, that Isis eclipse, did this too to a lot of us. You know, we were crazy happy for a long time, and then it just went. But right around then is whenever I just started feeling this energy in my body, and I was literally standing, and I was going like this, and I was balancing. I'm like, what is this? What? And I tuned in. I went inside, and I tuned in, and I knew I mean, it's just like, you know, I knew exactly what it was, and I knew what I needed to do. When those things start happening, because they're happening to a lot of us now. They're happening in your sleep, maybe, if you're, you know, sleeping, but you're kind of not sleeping, and you're dreaming, and then you wake up and you're remembering, you're kind of like saying out loud what's going on, and then you want to go back to sleep. I mean, that's dimensional too, because we're all energy. So this past week, especially, since we're pulling away, you know, remember, we're pulling away. I mean, this is where the mirror and merge came in, right? Because these hook together. We created the figure 8, and now we're pulling ahead, and this one's coming back down. Does that make sense? So the energy's rising, and so we have to drop, you know, we picked up the anchor. And so this week, it's, a lot of us are feeling like we're floating an awful lot. It was hard to feel grounded, just constant, and keeping the vision. That was the hardest thing through this. And I feel like that was the test. It was keeping the vision. It was keeping the manifestation vision. Like, I kept saying, Christy, I know you feel, you don't know what's going on, because I didn't clear it till the 3rd day. It took me 2 days because I was driving myself nuts trying to remember what it was that hurt me, and because I was trying to get to an experience so that I could release it, because that's what we used to have to do. And I jumped on the phone with, actually it was just Messenger. I didn't even get on the phone with her, and she's Kayla Ray, and I'm gonna have her on the show. She's a hypnotist, and we didn't even do anything with the hypnotist. Her energy, as soon as her energy came on the phone with me, just sitting on the other side, I felt it lighten, and I started crying, and I didn't even know why I was crying. there wasn't an attachment to it. But as soon as I only cried for a little bit, but then immediately I just felt those bubbles come up. She felt it. We were both hot all over. There were actual sirens going off at my house. She had fire alarm going off at her house. So, you know, that is a dimensional cleaning. Hypnosis. So hypnosis is basically just taking your consciousness to a different realm. Like when you sleep, it's a way to trick your subconscious, you know, because we have to be conscious of what we're doing now. And a lot of the programs and the crap that keeps us doing these loops, or we keep having these same experiences over and over again, and we can't learn the lesson. We keep dating the wrong men. We keep repeating the same fight with our mother. We keep ending up at the same place. So we have to, you know, change the way we think about things. So hypnosis is really just meditation. Really. There are people that can't be hypnotized at all. I think I kind of might be one of those people. I mean, I don't know if you could ever put me to sleep and have me quack like a chicken and not even know. I mean, I don't know. When I'm hypnotized, I can pop out. Like I hear what's going on. I can hear what's going on around me. You're not completely asleep. But it's just a way for them, because when they're trained to read your energy. Okay, so they are able to pick up these different energies in like different lifetimes, in different dimensions. Again, that comes back to the now. So within your body, you have your grandfather, you have your great 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 grandfather, you have your great 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 alpha draconic grandfather. I mean, you have all of them in your being, right? So a lot of the times we're arguing with different dimensions of ourselves, and we don't even realize that that's what's going on. And we are multidimensional beings. That was part of the big suppression. They didn't want us to know what we were capable of. So a lot of us are just now starting to understand what it means. And so I'll tell you, for me, it's like I do a lot of the Egypt Isis stuff. I also have a lot of stuff come up from like the Texas area. I also, back to the planet, you know, a lot of us are cleansing the planet, or, you know, I've even talked to some people who have been banishing beings in their dreams, you know, which is a different realm. Whatever you're dreaming right now, if you are on this path, that is another dimension. You can pretty much, whatever your experience is in your dream, if it's a nightmare, then it's just something you need to look at. If whatever it is, that really is happening in another dimension. Holding the light. Shanna brought up, it was on my board. Shanna, what did you want to talk? I saw you had a question about, was it walk-ins? We're holding the frequency in Texas. Shanna, are you still there? Hey guys, I'm just chilling a little bit longer, okay? If y'all want to talk about something, put it up there. Yeah, walk-in, okay. You know, Shanna, I'm still figuring all this out for real. Like, for myself. Now, a walk-in soul, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail, and Brian, don't worry, I'll talk about this on your show too, but there's different types of walk-ins, okay? We have all different types of contracts, just like we have all different types of contracts and how we plan out our lifetimes. Now, it's important for us to realize, and this is 100% fact, that Yahshua, Buddha, I mean, we even celebrate the Wesak full moon, Buddha, okay? I'm almost positive because I did the research for that video, that, you know, there were three life events that happened in that month of the full moon of Scorpio for Buddha, which is why that is the Wesak full moon. The birth of the man who was to become Buddha, which had a different name altogether, okay? And then at 35 years old is when he ascended. That's when his soul walked in. Jesus, the same thing. Jesus was 33. That's 33, if you think about it. 33 was the code for the last human. Okay, we're now galactic human. That's the evolution. That's number 44. Number 33 is also masonry. I mean, you could only get to the 33rd level. That was the highest. That's why, because this is how we're evolving to this 44. So, you know, Jesus, Yahshua, was also a walk-in. When he went in 40 days and 40 nights, I mean, that was his dark night of the soul. That was, I mean, it's all in there. What I've read about that particular Yahshua particularly was that it was a blend of energies, right? Because energies on the other side are not in bodies. It's just energy. So you're tapping into a different realm of entities. The, you know, the higher the better, and these are that high level of energy and consciousness is what has got humanity through. You know, they send down inventions, you know, I mean, all this stuff. We didn't just come up with all this stuff, especially when you look at inventions like the telephone and electricity and airplanes, and they all did it within, what, months of each other all over the world. So I wanted to add that because it's important to remember, on the other side of the veil, you can't think of it as human. That's like, we can't, you know, give God, creator, this human form. We try because we're human. So we're trying to think of it that way, but that's not how it was. So I know Maru has told this story, and she's the quantum astrologist Sun Soul Tribe, and she had a complete walk-in experience. So her experience was, she remembers before she came into this body, she remembers being on the other side. She doesn't remember anything of her body's life before she got here. Like, the soul that resided in her current body left. I believe it was a heart attack or something. And then that's when she left, that's when Maru walked in. And she even celebrates, I can't remember how old she is, but she celebrates, you know, she celebrates her birthday on the day she walked in. And when she walked in, you know, when souls walk in, number one, you know, there's a lot of us right now because of the evolution that's going on, right? So the energies that needed to embody the physical here, the consciousness that needed to embody the physical here, it's a way to make a drastic change, to make sure that we can ascend to this knowledge gets out, because it's in our DNA. There's also partial walk-ins, which is what I think I am, is more of a partial, because I'm almost positive now that when I was 27 is when I walked in. Now that's taken a lot of figuring out, and I'm not even 100% sure, but I think I was 27, because that's when everything really changed. But it wasn't a spiritual thing. Like, I had a life change that I didn't get activated until I was 44. A partial would be you still remain Christy's still here. I still remember you. I still remember college. I still remember all that stuff. But another fractal of myself, or another or a higher dimension of myself, more of my soul was able to come in. And then okay, and those are the main two. I'm also seeing this with double simians, because, you know, when double simians are born, 50% of them die before they even reach the age of 5 years old. And so it's very quite similar to being a walk-in, except when you're a double simian, then the reason that the babies typically don't live till 5 years old is because the soul that's embodying that fetus, that energy is so strong. It's like a lightning bolt. You know, if one lightning, a frog just jumped on my, do you have an agreement or just take over? Okay, so I'll address that. It's like a lightning bolt comes into the fetus, and what those double simian lines are, right? Because I mean, these are maps. This is why palmistry is. It's the energy when they come into your DNA. You know, just like the other physical markers, the X's on our palms, or the negative in our blood, or the M's on our palms, or the moles that are like our moms, or whatever it is, right? It's all energy based. So and I'm making an analogy here because it's easier to explain it from this double simian perspective, I think, because we have physical markings as humans. So when that energy comes in, it's like it's so strong that it's like a lightning bolt hitting a tree and snapping it in half and just yeek, right? If the lightning bolt isn't that strong, then it cracks the tree, and the tree strays whole here, and then it might just some of it fall off, but it's still standing. Well, the same thing goes with the double simian, which is why 50% of them don't even live until the age of 5. And then I think it's another at least 10 or 15% that don't live till the age of 17. Because as a human being, especially in the old energy, then that was a lot of, it would be like going through an ascension process, you know, just all at once from 3 years ago, right? Just blast. So that's why a lot of them don't live. And I see this, and by the way, double simians have been ascending like over and over and over. Like that's what the Toltecs were teaching them, is how to ascend. The same process we're going through now throughout civilization and time, which is why they were hooked to the Native American Indians. And back to, I mean, even they were living in Arkansas, right where the Atlantis crystals are buried. So super duper interesting. With activations, because, you know, from the very beginning, I kept asking, am I a walk-in? Me and my girlfriend, Leslie, used to always sit and talk about this. Are we walk-ins? Because whenever woke up hard, you know, I think she told me she's one of the ones that I first talked to when I woke up, and she told me just recently, she was like, I called my friend and told her, man, I'm talking to this chick and she woke up hard. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Like, what is going on? Who are all these people? Why are they telling me what to do? And what's all this crap? Christy had so much crap. So, you know, when you go through that, you're trying to figure it out, but then it didn't make sense to me, because the walk-in stories that I was hearing, it was like they just checked out and someone came in. Yes, this is 100% in agreement. Nothing can be done on this planet without free will. Nothing, to the detriment of us all. So absolutely, this was a contract that they had made. And remember, a lot of the souls, you know, like for instance, the body Maru walked in, she, you know, some souls might not have signed up for this evolution. You know, that's why we're seeing a lot of people check out right now too. So, you know, this is a part of it that the old energy, in the old energy, you know, it's kind of back to praying. And I think I was a walk-in when I was a week old. Shanna, are you from Antares? Do you have any planets at, God, I have your chart thing too. I need to pull it up, because that sounds like an Antares thing. If you were a week old, then you wouldn't have walked in a week. That could now, Antares beings reincarnated with their full Akash in check. And so I absolutely, you have anything around 9 degrees Sagittarius, and I have your information, so I'll look at it. But FYI too, you know, again, and Taurus, if you remember being awake that young, then that is typically an Antares marking. And Antares reincarnated with all their memories because of a lot of things. But mainly just to make sure that for sure, no matter what, that DNA and that energy frequency, that knowledge, because remember, as soon as we wake, I know it's hard for us to put our head around, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it work. It's doing it right now. As soon as we make those connections, it unleashes that energy around us, and then we can start walking. I mean, it connects to everyone. Like, as soon as we make a contact, if we're sitting there discussing something and we don't even know that it's never really been discussed before, you know, maybe we have, you know, like I get a thought about Orion, and then I get a thought, and I know it's from Sirius. I'm just trying to give an example, and I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, those fit, and holy shit, look. As soon as I make that connection to this energy, then all the star seeds get that information. I mean, that's how it works. It's so wicked. I mean, that's how it's growing so quickly. Does that make sense? Cheers. Happy Venus Day. Brian made a cool video too. Let's see, what is it? I was gonna look it up. We activate each other. Yes, we're all keys. And you never know what it is, because that's the thing. We don't even have to say anything to somebody sometimes. Remember, it's in your energy. You just have to get in, make a channel. It's all about channels. That's why YouTube, that's why YouTube and there's different ones, you know, there's Patreon, there's all these different ways, blogs, there's all these different ways. Just make sure that you have channels. As long as you've got channels out to where people can find you, because see, this is the difference in living in this new energy where everything's upside down and ass backwards. It's that whatever you used to do, think of the exact opposite way and do it. So, you know, shoot, I'm Aries rising and go-getter and aggressive and make it happen. Let's go make it happen. Let's call this person. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's do this. And whenever I get that overwhelming feeling of I've got to go do something, or, you know, I've got to get this done, or I've got to do this and this and this and this and this and this. Now I'm like, okay, stop. And I have to literally stop myself. I have to sit myself down. It's so uncomfortable. My body's antsy. I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta move. I need to do this and this and this and this and this and this because of this and this and this and this. Bring it in. Take a deep breath. Realize why you're doing it to begin with. What is the energy that you want to put out? What are you putting out? I want to do this because I want everyone to connect, and let's ascend the planet, and I want as many human beings as we can to get to the other side. And, you know, so it's like Christy feels like she's got to do this and got to do this and got to do this, but the damn truth is, like, you just need to sit here. You need to sit. You need to be happy. You need to connect. Have Aluna. Hey, girl. Mwah. I'm so glad you're back. Whenever you catch up, email me, because you and me are gonna have some funny laughs. I'm so glad you're feeling better. And even Aluna's story, you know, like how the programs and watching different groups awaken and understanding that everybody's in the right place at the right time, no matter what it is. we have a wreck, somebody might need some extra insurance money. You never know. But yeah, just when we get in those, I got to do this and I got to do this and I got to do this, then what we're doing is we're setting this path. We're laying out the dots. We're laying out the dots. Okay, I can get it to here, I can get to here, I can get to here, I can get to here. Well, the damn truth is you have no idea, because you started way over here, and I'm telling that you can go way over here, you know, a million miles apart, and reach this point, this pinnacle that as a human right now, you have no idea that you can reach, because we're still understanding how powerful we are. So if I make all these, if I throw out fishing lines, I call them fishing lines. And if I throw out fishing line, then that fishing line is energy. And if I keep throwing out fishing line to this person and this person and this person and this person and this person, and I don't even know where I'm going yet, but this is just to get me right here. Well, I might get right here, but then I'm going to be like this, pulling them with all those fishing lines, right? So remember, every thought is an energy fishing line. So every thought, you don't even have to do it. Thank you. Every thought. Okay, so you're throwing a fishing line, you're throwing a fishing line, so stop throwing the lines. And what I'm seeing right now is twofold. I'm seeing this from a business perspective, like a lot of us who are way showers who, you know, especially if we're lying, we're like jumping out of our skin, feeling like, you know, here I come to save the day. Y'all know how goofy I am. But what's happening, and I was doing this too, and I have to catch myself. But what's happening is you're holding yourself down from reaching this magnificent goal because we can't even dream it yet. Because we're still awakening, we're still energetically starting to connect. Let me do this real quick because I've been planning on doing this. We're still energetically connecting, and what's happening is we feel like, you know, like when I first got it, I was like, okay, I'm for Activate. Okay, I'm gonna have to build this website, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do this, and I've got and want to do this. And when I have an idea, I'm like, oh gosh, and I feel like I've got to add it to my list, and that's not how it works. How it works is energetically we're waking up, and what we're finding out is that someone else has the technology that we need, because we've all been building crap that we didn't know, at least in this lifetime. So we were writing a book that we weren't even really sure what we were writing or why we were writing it. We built a company that we have this stuff hanging out that we don't even know why. And, you know, what we're seeing is that we're really not having to do much of it all by ourselves, because all these other starseeds are awakening, we're getting together, and then it's like when we get together, it's all there. Plus, straight up, I don't know if any of y'all are seeing this, but we are living in the technology now. It's called our body, and when you get to when you get to a high enough resonance, I've seen, and I've talked to somebody else, we've seen this happen this week. So tell me if y'all seen this, because this was a trip. You know, when you're sitting around, you're like, we need this technology that'll do this, and this. And I can't even remember what exactly it was, because I had described to somebody a technology app or a site that it was going to connect people in this certain way. And then I didn't think about it anymore. I was like, I thought about it for like a day. And with last week, so this was like a week ago, last week, I was in an experience, and it was out amongst people that I didn't know, that I had just met, and what I noticed was that everything moving around me was moving in the sequence of that technology that I said I needed to build. But you didn't even need the technology. They were just interacting the way that the technology would have allowed them to act, but in the physical, in a group. So, does that sound like anything y'all have had seen? But I mean, it's what's happening, right? Because it's all the resonance. It's love. It's always just being in that tone and speaking it, you know? If your phone's messing up, I love you, phone. I love you, phone. Everything is an experience. Everything is an energy match that's coming out of you. So I describe this as like a rock concert, and I think this might help a little bit. And then I hope y'all are enjoying this like cosmic chat. Thank you. Okay, you're at a rock concert. Woo, woo. What rock concert do y'all want to be at? Y'all aren't helping me. I'm way behind you. What rock concert are we at? Come on, come on. Give me something. What rock concert are we at? I'm learning a lot. Thank you. You're very welcome, Kratom Butterfly. Oh, and I love your comments on the channel. Thank you, thank you. Prince. Y'all killed me. Widespread panic. Grateful Dead. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. How about we'll just do Prince, because you know I got some of that like on my phone. Easy peasy. Give me 5 secs. 5 shakes of a lamb's tail. By the way, I don't know if y'all hit and run these 2 albums. These are Prince's last 2 albums. Hit and Run 1, Hit and Run 2. These are all about awakening, all of them. The music is just insane. There's a song on here called June that I'm really interested to see lines up with this month at all. All right. How's that? First things first. All right. In your underwear. Okay, we're at a Prince rock concert. Here's all our peeps. There's what? We'll say 100,000. It is Prince. These guys are on a more lower. I don't even want to say 3D. Let's just say they're at a lower resonance. I don't know if y'all can see this. Yeah, you can. Okay. Lower resonance. So these guys are all hanging out having an experience, right, at this rock concert. So, you know, there's going to be people, we've all been to rock concerts or been out with these people, and let's even be honest, we've been these people before, that always bring drama, always bring chaos. You know, you never know what the hell's going to happen. That's their experience. But other people could be at this same concert, right, having a completely different experience. This is what we need to understand and understand, is that everybody's experience is different. And this is why the programs are so weird to look at from an unattached perspective, because that's whenever you can start seeing that everyone's having the same program. It's just different experiences. So how this energy works is, if we're all at a rock concert, in the old energy, we were all stuck down here, right? I mean, who knows where this was going? Well, now we're resonating. Some of us are up here. So we're resonating at this different energy tone. So now we're connected. Now we're at a higher resonance because we've cleared fear, remorse, judgment, hate, and we're living in joy, rebirth, compassion, love. Literally in our body, when we speak words, we're at peace, and you can feel it with the energy that comes out of our body. This is what I'm always talking about. Call it in, call it in. Don't focus on anything you don't want coming back at you, and just don't even look at it. So these guys, we're operating, and this is how we connect, and literally this is what happens. And so this is what is happening around the world right now. And Brian, Milky Way Weekly, just told me, and I don't watch the news that much, but there's a bunch of CEOs that have left, a bunch of different CEOs at high corporate companies have left those establishments, those organizations, you know, and there's massive changes going on, you know, all over the place. We're going to see new CEOs, I believe, in some of these corporations step in, and I believe, you know, everyone's got a clean slate. And I honestly do know that many of the companies that are large are going to stick around, but they have to change. They have to make a shift. They've got to mirror and merge. And so it's like everyone's kind of testing the waters. I've over the past year, I've seen a lot of corporations really come along, and you can tell that they're being conscious, and even different religions, because what we learn now is that each religion had a different role to play in the evolution of the planet. But we're all connecting now, and so this is how we're starting to grow. Now, you know that whenever these waves come in, when we talk about these waves coming in, then what it's doing is it's coming from here and it's pushing it all up. So these layers are going to keep tearing up, right? And then these guys are going to start catching up here, and then these guys till when we're, you know, all together. But this is what's happening. It's important to know that, because you're not just this one little person on an island anymore, especially since 527, and really since May 3rd, not June 3rd, but May 3rd, where that's whenever the plasma is collected on the planet. I mean, we are connected into the hive for the first time in human history. Raven! Hi! Raven just started doing Mayan astrology readings, and she did one for me yesterday. It's great. It's awesome. What's really cool about the Mayans and about the Indians, if you notice, that because it's more of that earth lineage, right? The spirituality has way more to do with the body and the physical and your personality. Whereas, you know, the other astrologies, you know, like the zodiac from the Western astrology is all about the energies in earth life, how to deal with it as a human being. We're transcending that wheel. Vedic astrology is more about the overall energy. And I mean, every different astrology, I guess I want to say area, has their own little thing. But what I loved about the Mayan astrology, it was dead on, number one, like complete dead on. And it was basically like a really good personality test, like a super good personality test. And Raven's learning a lot about it at the same time. So anyway, check it out. It's a Raven Wolf channel. Check that out. And then I am 58 minutes in, and I'm gonna get out of here. But I just want to say thank you guys so much, and let me know if you liked it. I can come back and do Fridays, and we can chill. Thank you guys so much. And real quick, if you are interested in Starseed, and listen, this is the readings that I have been doing, and it was crazy because I had so many all at once, and then they just stopped, and a lot of that's because I know it's my experience, and I went through a Venus Pluto, but that's the other thing. Like, when stuff happens, you just let it go, because you know that it's for your highest good. So but what's really been beautiful is 60% of the people that have gotten readings are telling me they're getting another one really soon, because they want more time, and these were like even hour and a half. What's happening is that when you find out an idea of not only your, you know, some of your starseed locations, because again, I don't go into all of them, but most of them, but it's where your AC and your DC and your IC and your MC are on the zodiac, and it's where the energies are in those houses. And and it's kind of a galactic star history, I would guess is what it say about you, because you can, we're spheres, we're a sphere of energy, so the points, the poles are the most important. It's, I can tell you exactly where it stars on those, and we can kind of look at some mythology to get a really good idea of where you came from, and elementally what your body is shifting at a multidimensional level and how it's connected to this whole energy shift on the earth, which is making a ton of sense to people whenever we talk about these things. They're really, they're understanding it, and it's helping them so much. When I did this for myself, when I added these pieces, it just clicked. And because of the energy frequencies, they're getting all kinds of upgrades, and they're still now whenever I do a session, I tell everyone go take a bath, go take a salt bath, and because it's just going to start flooding you, and it's freaking beautiful. And so anyway, y'all know where to find that. I'd love to do a few more. If I don't get more coming in soon, I'm going to have to pop off and do something else. So Shane, my email is coco@cosmicchristy. I haven't seen everyone's talking to Shane, and I haven't seen any of your comments, okay? Because I'm talking at the same time. So if you would like me to talk to you if there's something major going on, just hit me up, okay? Coco, C-O-C-O, @cosmicchristy.com. All right? I love you guys. Have a fabulous weekend. We're going to the Indy car races tomorrow, so I'll make sure to throw in some pics. Shit, maybe I'll even do a live from there. Y'all want to go see some Indy cars? Master Soul from Orion here. Raven Mayan said I was a vulture. Checked out today, and it said also I have beehives. I got the most badass picture of this vulture. That's a sync that you told me that. I came home, I guess it's been about a month or so ago, and perched on the freaking peak of my house was this huge vulture. And I took a picture of him, and you could see the energy just coming off of him. But what was cool is I was trying to make a really big decision in my life on what I was going to do for the summer. And when I walked inside and pulled up what a vulture meant, it made me rethink. Vultures are very wise, and they're extremely energetic. And they're patient, and they let things come to them, so we could take a lot from the vulture. Love you guys. Mwah. Okay, let's call it in. Ready? Right now. Say it out loud with me. I call in the highest timeline of all dimensions, of all space and time, and this now. And so it is. Now you know whatever happens is for your best good. So just make peace with it and get over it and move on. Love you. Mwah. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Oh gosh, now I don't know how to end.